Day 3, we're still here. Don't get used to it. I'll probably fall off very, very soon. I've been wanting to make this video for a while now. And I thought, what better time than during this month where I need to make a video every day. So I don't really talk about this a lot on my social media or my channel, so I don't know if a lot of you guys know that I am vegan, or I tend to say plant-based because I feel like vegan makes people feel some type of way. I initially became vegan because I was mad broke. I had just returned from a 3-month Euro trip with my girl Lucy, and I was looking for a job, and I just could not maintain that privileged pescatarian lifestyle, you feel me? And while I was traveling with Lucy, we split a lot of meals and we cooked a lot of meals in, and I just found myself eating vegan without even noticing. So in an effort to save some coin when I came back, I just cut out fish, and then before I knew it, I had cut out eggs too. I've never been a really big dairy consumer, so cutting out cheese wasn't something that I even had to do. And I feel like that's the hardest part for people when they decide to go vegan, but it wasn't really a sacrifice that I had to make. And even though it was like a choice I had to make because I didn't have the money to sustain being a pescatarian, I still felt really empowered by my decision. I never felt like I was suffering when I gave up those things. Now, I've always been a pretty health conscious person and genuinely interested in learning about the food that we put into our bodies. So once I started exploring veganism and living a plant-based lifestyle and learning more about the meat and dairy industry and the effects that it has on the animals and the people involved, it was kind of hard for me to turn back. And you know, I couldn't pull through without some facts for y'all, okay? So here are some little quick facts I pulled from PETA's website. It takes 2,400 gallons of water to produce just 1 pound of meat, okay? Wow. The Environmental Protection Agency says that animal agriculture is the #1 cause of water pollution. Animal food production is one of the world's leading causes of climate change. It now surpasses both the transportation industry and electricity generation as the greatest source of greenhouse gases. 2 acres of rainforest are cleared each minute to raise cattle or the crops to feed them, and 35,000 miles of American rivers are polluted with animal waste. The 23,000 factory ships that patrol the world's oceans have destroyed 1/3 of the planet's commercially fished species. They also kill and discard 200 million pounds of non-target species or bycatch every day. And I think that when people hear these like huge numbers and facts, they think like, what can I do? Me becoming vegan is like not gonna make a huge difference, but that could not be further from the truth. Every person can make a difference. I save more water by not eating a pound of meat than I would if I didn't shower for 6 months. And your girl is showering, okay? So we just not gonna eat the meat. And that's just a little drop of knowledge. If you're interested in learning more, there are so many good documentaries on Netflix. I've learned so much about the effects of these industries on the earth, the farmers involved, how it affects our bodies, through countless Netflix documentaries. Some of my favorites are Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, Food Inc., Forks Over Knives, Fed Up, and What the Health, which I feel like has at least gotten people more interested in trying veganism. And my little sister actually told me they watched that in her health class. So like I said, when I became vegan, I wasn't really aware of all these facts. I still don't know everything. Not nearly as much as I should, but once I learned these things, it was hard for me to eat the way that I was. And I also didn't realize like the positive impacts it would have on my body. I was getting my proteins from beans and tofu and greens, and I was just eating more whole foods in general. I was eating really well-balanced and nutrient-dense meals, and I felt and still feel like my body is getting what it really needs. I immediately noticed that I just had more energy, I felt more sharp, and my whole body just sort of de-bloated. I lost about 18 pounds, which I've managed to keep off, and I just felt like I shed this unnecessary layer. I've always been really active and moving, but I just always felt like I was carrying, like I was puffy and bloated in areas, and it just sort of like came off, and it wasn't even the goal. I replaced fish with lentils and tofu and beans, and I replaced like all the fat that I was getting from animals with avocado and nuts and just like healthy oils, and I felt just so much clearer and lighter. My card around his face. I hope this was semi-helpful and informative, and if any of you guys are interested in switching over to a plant-based diet or just learning more about it, feel free to leave any questions you have for me in the comments below. I'm not a nutritionist or an expert, but I'm open to offering any advice that I can. I guess that's it. We made it through day 3. Now I'm going to go edit this. We're gonna do this for a 3rd time. This is the outro. I'll see you guys tomorrow.